in his office because he has very, very experienced so much. He has served government from one party to another, one administration to another, and today he's here to take this big responsibility. I know with all his experience he has gathered in the past years, in all his work as a successor in administration, is definitely going to do well in his office. Thank you, President Bio, for choosing this fine gentleman. And I want to say to the ladies, we know ladies are passionate in doing their job. Wherever women are, they do the best, they do their best. And so I know you are not going to be a disappointment because you are definitely going to do well in your various offices. So I wish that God give all of you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to do your job. And for all the appointees, I want you to know, before you were appointed today, God has appointed you many years ago that today you will serve in these capacities. And if you are serving in this capacity, know that you are not just appointed by the president, but you were appointed by God before finalizing it today here before all of us. So I want you to know that in executing your responsibilities, know that you are not just answerable to us, but you are also answerable to God because He is the one that will see everything that we will not see. So please work for Sierra Leone. Go beyond political lines. You are representing this nation, Sierra Leone. You are not representing political party. You are representing everyone. So go and work hard and prove yourself. Do more so that you will be recognized, and we will be proud that we approve people in this world of parliament. They are doing extremely well. We don't care. We are not here. We are not talking this on political lines because we are going as a nation. If you do well, you are doing it for all of us. If you do wrong, if you do not do well, all of us will suffer at the same time. Because what you are going to do is going to affect this nation positively. So please do your best and make sure you do well. And I hope God will bless you, will guide you, and give you the direction to work effectively, efficiently, and diligently too in your office. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
If we have to develop as a nation, we must make conscious efforts to ensure that we remove some part of the pigmentation. You know, I like when I hear members of the opposition urging the House to approve presidential nominees. We have to be colorless if this nation has to develop at all. So, honorable members on both sides of the aisle, you have made my day today. Thank you very much. You have debated as Sierra Leoneans and not as SNP members of parliament or APC members of parliament. Thank you very much for making my day. Here is the leader of the opposition.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I have carefully and patiently listened to our debaters and their various opinions on the institutions which appointments are made and the individual who are appointed to serve in these institutions. But firstly, Mr. Speaker, unlike unusually, I want to address all the nominees before I go specifically to individual appointees and the offices for which they are appointed. Mr. Speaker, if you carefully listened to the debaters, what has come up very clearly is the fact that there are institutions that are financially stagnating. They don't have the prerequisite finance to ensure that they achieve their aims and objectives. And there are institutions also that need enough staff. But let me put this to you and the General House. We've had institutions that are lack of funding, institutions that do not have vehicle, institutions that do not have even money to pay their staff, but the heads of those institutions have built more than 5 houses and have more than 10 cars in that very institution that they cry is lacking finances. So most of those who are appointed, regardless of the party, they believe in personally aggrandizing themselves than making sure that they serve the suffering masses of this nation. Nobody will convince me that my institution is underserved or my institution lacks finances, and that does not really reflect on the way you live your life. It does not. It does not. So I would firstly want to caution the appointees to ensure that they serve in their various offices with integrity and accountability.
Thank you. Thank you. Pastor.
We should guard public trust. At a time when the public is skeptical about us, the politicians, and even you, the civil servant, you must ensure that we serve diligently in our offices. We avoid every action that would suggest corrupt practice. Corruption is the reason why Sierra Leone is where it is today. Sierra Leone is very important thing, Mr. Speaker. Make a comparative analysis between Sierra Leone and other sub-regional countries. You will agree with me that the minerals we have cannot be easily found in other African countries. But when you look at what the country has comparatively, then we begin to blame ourselves. So to me, those who are appointed in high offices, if they do not stop corruption, this country will not move from where it is today. The Gambia, they only have groundnut in the Gambia and they believe in tourism. But when you compare them to Sierra Leone, you will ask yourself so many questions. There are times when we travel out of this country, we ask ourselves the inevitable rhetoric. Did our leaders really travel? Did they see what is happening in other countries outside Africa or even in Africa? So if you are developed more than the institution that you're serving, then you must ask yourself several other questions. I have seen some people have cried that their institution, they do not have even official people. They do not even have enough funding. But go and check them. Ask for the number of houses they are building. My mentality was struck one day. I've said it here countlessly. That there was a time I was out of the country. A best friend of mine went to the hospital with a son. And he was asked to buy fuel for the generator so that they can put on the oxygen. For the only son, he did not have money. And that was how he lost his only son. And you have people who are extorting the government. They are extorting the people's money. Put it in bank. They have billions, while others are dying because of lack of services. It's not good. It's not good. So most people, they attract costs when they take appointment and do otherwise. That cost. That makes some money became just to sit down no more. They go off. SO2. Because you have a moral obligation to your country. A moral obligation to your country. And Mr. Speaker, I want to also advise them on performance and results. I am a man who believes in academia but I similarly believe in performance and results. Most of these problems that members of parliament have highlighted, they have existed since the Pope was an altar boy. And we keep changing people, we keep approving people, we keep approving people, we keep approving people. But the problem does not change. The problem still remains. It was Reverend Dr. Chibun who said, if you exist in our generation and you do not positively affect this generation, you are a minus to this generation. It would have been better you never existed in this generation. Don't be minuses. Don't be minuses. You are appointed for a reason. And if you cannot change what you meet, your presence or your absence will never be felt in those institutions. So ask yourself, what changes would you bring to these institutions that you are appointed to? Some of us, we only have one opportunity to serve. What will the people say about us after we have left our offices? How will posterity react to us for what we do or what we fail to do in our various offices? So try to the best of your ability to see how best you can use innovation, how best you can use measurable outcomes to effect some changes in your institution. Let your name be on the annals of your institution that it was during the leadership of Mr. A or Mr. B that we experienced these changes in this institution. But you keep talking about one problem. If we could go back to the answers of Parliament and begin to read from the second Parliament, the third Parliament, the fourth Parliament, when appointees are brought here for approval, most of the problems that members of Parliament stated still exist. They still exist. Far people always appointed and they do not bring the necessary changes. So you have an Herculean task. Somebody last said the battle which seemed to have ended on your appointment has resulted to another battle, which is your ability to perform in your various offices. You have to perform. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, transparency in resource management has also been a very serious problem. For our heads of MDs, most times you will see the head and the deputy are fighting. Go and ask why are they fighting? You will come to realize that they have disagreement somewhere. Yes, exactly. In the formula does not correspond. In no uncertain time should you misuse the people's fund. In no uncertain time. In fact, what is responsible for the fact that most institutions are crippled is mismanagement. Mismanagement. You think because you are the head now, or you have been appointed by His Excellency the President, you should amass every wealth to yourself and your family, and you leave the institution moribund. Mismanagement. Mismanagement. I told somebody, I said, if I were a medical doctor and somebody comes with his only son without fear, instead of me asking the person to go and buy fear, I will use my own personal money to save the life, because the life is so important than any amount of money that is in my account. Some people say some people are rich. If you are rich, you have billions in your account, and you are not changing lives, you are not rich. You are not rich. Why are you keeping the money? You are not rich. So I want to speak to your consciences today. so that when you assume office, you don't think those positions are meant for your personal aggrandizement, but for the betterment of this nation. Mr. Speaker, the other thing that is killing our institution is lack of professionalism. Lack of professionalism and partisanship. I am happy you said that we should be colorless. And that is why I want to applaud the appointment of Mr. Festus Kale and the appointment of Abdul Kargbo. On both appointments, the opposition here has unhesitatingly lavished praises on them. The opposition has done that. And I will tell you why. It is because when they are serving His Excellency the President, they did not in any way discriminate against any set of Sierra Leoneans because of their political affinity. They did not do it. Some of you think the best way you can get promotion is to be very arrogant and aggressive against the opposition. That is not the way out. That is not the way out.
Thank you, my brother.
And I know a good number of appointees of His Excellency who are very friendly to Sierra Leoneans, regardless of their political affinity. And that is how we expect it to work. Section 26 of our Constitution gives every Sierra Leonean the right to choose the political party of their choice. So don't discriminate against them because of the choice they make. Don't do that. Because one day you will leave these offices and meet them somewhere. You are in these offices to create bridges instead of building walls. Sierra Leone is a very small country. Very, very small country. So we should not let politics divide our small nation. Nobody should suffer because of his religion. Nobody should suffer because of his political affiliation. Nobody should suffer because of the tribe he or she speaks. We are small. We are small. We are small. We should be one nation. Mr. Speaker, with this caution, I want to look properly at the appointment of the proposed board chairman of the Legal Aid Board. That is Justice Masiambe Bangura. Firstly, the Legal Aid Board is a statutory body responsible for providing free legal representation for citizens who cannot afford private legal service. And the appointment of Mr. Bangura here is not a mistake. I worked closely with him when I had the opportunity to pretend over the Secretariat of the All People's Congress as the Secretary of the party for 9 months, whilst he was serving as the head of PPIC. One thing I would say unhesitatingly, that it is bold to say the truth to you to your face. If this is not working, he will tell you that this is against my principles, this is against the law, and I cannot do this. But if it is your right, he will say again, this is your right, I will stand by you, I will ensure that you achieve this. It is difficult to come across Sierra Leoneans of its nature. Very difficult. But amidst the role of the Legal Aid Board, which is to provide legal representation for citizens who cannot afford private legal services, there are challenges. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, there is a perennial problem of lack of funding for the Legal Aid Board. And because of this lack of funding, they have not been able to cover the entire country. And we have a good number of Sierra Leoneans who are suffering injustices and do not have the money for legal representation. So the only way we can help to save them is when we make sure that the Legal Aid Board is represented in every district, in every region of this country. And that can't be achieved without the prerequisite funding. That is why I still want to appeal that as we approach the budget, let us ensure that appropriate funding is made for the Legal Aid Board. Because of lack of funding, they have not been able to sustain lawyers, barristers and solicitors. They have not been able to sustain them because they don't have the money to retain them. They don't have the money to pay them. So they have limited number. And what is most shocking about the Legal Aid Board is that we have a good number of our Sierra Leonean populace who don't know the function of the Legal Aid Board. They don't know. So there should be public engagement. There should be civic engagement on the function of the Legal Aid Board, so that our people will begin to go for the services of the Legal Aid Board. And also there should be a coordination in the justice delivery chain. That is the police, prisons, and the court. With that coordination, then the Legal Aid Board will be able to ensure that they look at the cases of vulnerable Sierra Leoneans. Mr. Speaker, what will surprise you here today is to note that a good number of the appointees were my classmates at Fove College. We read engineering together, we sat in the same class. Our shadows sat in the same classroom. And today I am proud that they have been appointed and elevated. I think most of them separated when we went to year 3. There is where you choose your discipline, whether you want to be an electrical and electronics engineer or you want to be a civil engineer. So I know them. And what is interesting about the appointment is that they are young people. When a young man or a young woman is appointed to a responsible position, you must serve judiciously, because you have a very long time to live and see your legacies. If your legacies are bad, your memories will never set you free. But if they are good, you will be proud of yourself. And you will be proud to sit anywhere to say, this is what I did when I had the opportunity to serve in this office. I will therefore go to Engineer Tideni Awa Jabi, the proposed managing director for the Sierra Leone Water Company, Sawaco. Of course, we all know the responsibility of Sawaco, which is to manage the water supply services outside the capital city, in provincial and rural areas. You know, they play a significant role in ensuring that they expand accessibility to clean and safe drinking water, especially in underserved communities. I want you to take a book and pen and record the handover note you meet in your various appointment areas, and ensure that when you are handing over, there is a big difference between what you met and what you are handing over. If you hand over the same thing you met, it means you did not do anything. In motion, there is the second law, which states that an object continues in state of rest or uniform motion except it is acted upon by some external force. So if you want to continue your state of rest in the institution or uniform motion in the institution and don't apply that external force, then you will have yourself to the blame at the end of the day. Always do something different from what you meet. Always bring in innovation. Always have a pointer. That is why when some people are relieved in certain offices, people will say, don't miss this man, don't miss this woman. You should have something that the public will miss you for. If you don't have now, try to find one before you assume your role in these offices. We know that the pipes that you're using, Wako is using, are all aging. They have been connected since those days. And what is disappointing to note is that because of the fact that the facility are aging, the water itself mostly exposed to contamination. Let us ensure that we do something about that. When he was talking, the whip of the opposition and the deputy leader of the opposition, too, Honorable Aruna Kuma and Honorable ADP, spoke about the importance of clean and pure drinking water, the effect it has on the health of Sierra Leoneans. I don't want to echo what their colleagues stated, but you have to do a lot to ensure that we stabilize our water supply system in rural communities. Mr. Speaker, what I have also noted is that the water system makes very low revenue for government. Very low revenue for government. We have also stated here that there are even places where there are no meters. People just fetch water as they want. And when you go in other places, you see the amount of water wastage in the streets. I want to believe that this institution should be reorganized in the way that they begin to make revenue to take care of the expenses they incur in ensuring that they have production. So this should serve as a food for thought for you. Mr. Speaker, I'll go to the proposed Director General, Sierra Leone Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission, who is Mr. Festus Kalim. From your appointment or from the committee stage to now, we have seen the bipartisan support for you. It will shock you to note that, Mr. Speaker, to intimidate us, the opposition, on the panel, the regional chairman for the All People's Congress had to carry the bag of Mr. Kalim in our faces to ensure no opposition opposes the appointment of Mr. Kargbo. That was a perfect intimidation strategy used by Mr. Kargbo. And the chairman didn't even sit at the back. He sat in front, watching his members of parliament. If they will go against the bag he has carried. And I cautioned all opposition members before the interview that if you read it at your peril. But on a serious note, that shows that regardless of the fact that he is serving this government, he has friends on the other side. Most of you who are appointed in these offices, we went to college together. We sat in the same class together. Just because you have opportunity now, you are pretending as if others in other political parties are enemies to you. Shut your conscience. Power is not forever. You will leave this is one. Use it to make friends. Salon a small country. We all know one in this country.
One country.
We all know one. One country, one people. So on a very serious note, when you are appointed into any position, don't make enemies. Don't make enemies. Sierra Leone is a small country. Don't make enemies. I can boastfully say I have friends in the SNP. I have friends, very close friends in the SNP. I could remember when he was serving as the managing director for Salwako. My brother there, Mr. Mulda, had to leave Otobo, rush to Kafubulo to supply water to my people during lockdown. He did it. Do you think I will easily forget what he did? I will not. I am not an ungrateful person. I will not. I will not. So when you have these offices, serve Sierra Leoneans. Serve Sierra Leoneans. And make sure you create the requisite change we are looking for as a nation. Mr. Kargbo, you have enormous work to do. But I don't trust your ability. I don't trust your human relation. I don't doubt your ability. I don't doubt your human relation. I trust every bit of the qualities you possess and you have demonstrated over time. This has not been your first appointment. The mere fact that you have accelerated from another appointment to this one, and I see a conglomeration of the opposition coming here to support you, that has demonstrated, the fact that you are a force to reckon with. Use some of those techniques to ensure that you create change in your office. I have noticed over time that as Parliament we have to work also on the authority, because the authority of this regulation is limited. Their authority is limited, Mr. Speaker. We have to ensure that we give them a stronger authority and they also have resources to facilitate their operations. And always, they need skilled personnel and they have modernized equipment they should use to regulate the electricity and water supply. You should use it. Ensure that you spend on the company and ensure at the end of the day you are able to get a corresponding return. I don't want us to forget or to lose sight of the fact that this regulatory body oversees the electricity and the water sector. They are also responsible for tariff regulation. Mr. Speaker, one thing that has been so amazing or so shocking is the tariff disparity between the water sector and the electricity sector. I can say I'm an opposition MP. I should be the one condemning the tariff. But as somebody who has this nation at heart, where there is problem, we should be able to identify the problem.
Thank you.
The revenue generated by the water sector is low, Mr. Speaker. Very low, very low, very low. And at the end of the day, for you to be able to supply water is expensive, very expensive. I could remember in the last parliament we went to do oversight, and we came to the realization that some equipment bought by Salwak or so, yes, were on demurrage because they cannot pay for it, and the project was gradually transformed into a white elephant project in Bo. We are there as a team. So they should find a way to ensure that meters are placed in everywhere where water is supplied. And Honorable Leone went further to state the act and the authority that even gives them the right to charge for those using water generally. So we should make use of it. On the flip side, in as much as I am saying that the charge for water is extremely low, I am similarly using the same voice, the same words, and the same face under the same roof to again say the charge for electricity is extremely high. It's extremely high. 2 days ago, because every weekend I go to Lungi, I come mostly on Monday or Tuesday. So I came on Monday, there was no electricity in the house. I asked the caretaker. He said, hey, it's a up done last night, sir. I said, okay. I top up the meter like them with 250,000 euros. It only took 1.5 days and it went off again. Yes, in the house. And we have seen, not the appliances. I have lived in that house for a long. I have used all the appliances there for a long. So I know how long it should have taken. We have seen where government has made tremendous strides to negotiate with suppliers for the charge of electricity, for the charge of generated power. And we've seen that it has reduced, Mr. Speaker. We've similarly seen where the skyrocketed price for fuel, which was previously 30 euros, has gone to 25 euros. All of this reduction should reflect. And we have seen now there is stability in the exchange rate to the extent that it is coming down slowly. All of this should reflect on what the people pay for. Should reflect. You cannot add electricity tariff when the prices of fuel are down, when the price when the exchange rate is going down gradually, when there is a stability in the exchange rate. You cannot. So all of this should inform. It should inform the position of those who are in this authority to see how best they can be able to do it. I have said why we have not been able to pay car power ship, why we have not been able to pay the car power pole, the one we are having from Ivory Coast, the CLNG. Why we have not been able to pay them is not because Sierra Leoneans cannot pay electricity charges. It's because of mismanagement. And most times, what happens is that if APC is in governance and somebody talks about mismanagement in any 8 days, it is highly likely that the APC representative will feel attacked because he thought it is an attack. He will think it is an attack on his own government. Similarly, when we talk about mismanagement, SLPP members of parliament will feel attacked. But it is not you that we are attacking. we are attacking the very people who are mismanaging. And until we are coordinatedly ready to expose corrupt people in our governance system, we will always be defending them. So to me, there should be a proper probity into the activities of the billing system of the regulatory commission of both the water and electricity. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will rush up. I will go to 3 nominees at a go. Ms. Margaret Martha Kaitibi, proposed member of the National Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Mr. Victor Vandi Kamara, proposed member, and Mr. Charles Lahai. 3 of you have been appointed into this authority. And we all know the petroleum sector. This is the authority that is responsible for the issuance of license. This is the authority that is responsible for the importation of petroleum. This is the authority that is responsible for the storage of petroleum. This is the authority that is responsible for the distribution of petroleum. This is the authority that is responsible even for the pricing of petroleum. And when once there is problem with petroleum, it affects and touches on every other business, every other. Even a woman selling coconuts will increase the price of the coconut. And when you ask her, she will say, the price of fear, they don't go, Nadame. So we should ensure that we institute modalities to monitor effectively and efficiently the pricing formula. And I'm sure it's because of the pricing formula that we have this decrease from 30,000 to 24,000, 25,000. And I'm sure with further pressure, because we all know what is happening in the world market. When there are reductions in the world market, it should reflect. It should reflect. It should reflect. So you should ensure that proper modalities are instituted, sir. One thing I also note that they should take considerable look at. Some of the fuel stations, they sell fuel to boys around that are accountable to them, and they close very early and begin to monitor these boys to sell the black market price. That is one reason for which I would want to commend Malago. They sell for 24 hours, and that is very good. Say again? Aminata. Yes, Aminata. Yes, Aminata. They also sell for 24 hours. And I want to believe in a competitive market. Fuel must be available at any given point in time. You don't know when, you don't know where you will need fuel. So I want to commend them, and similarly want to encourage others to implement the same timeline system for states. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I will rush up to go to 2 other nominees, Ms. Sandela Saleh Indawe, proposed member of the National Youth Commission, and Mr. Lamin Koroma, also a proposed member. One of the responsibilities of the Commission is to ensure that they empower young people. They create the conducive atmosphere for the empowerment of young people. It does not stop there. To similarly ensure that they create the conducive atmosphere for the employment of young people, and also to create the conducive atmosphere for young people to participate in national development and in critical decision-making process. That is your responsibility. Mr. Speaker, as at now, the records are clear. Over 60% of our young people are unemployed. Because of this unemployment in our young people, that is why they have resorted to doing things that are not correct. If there are interpolitical party or intra-political party violence, tell me, who will call that young man that is working at the bank to come and stone at the party office? Nobody. He will not go there. They said, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Most of our youth are instrumentalized because they are idle. They don't have anything to do. And to a very extent, if you read Robert Greene's book, 48 Laws of Power, it's advising politicians to keep their supporters idle, to keep their supporters unemployed so that they can instrumentalize them whenever they need. Read 48 Laws of Power. You will come to agree with me that the only way you will use a youth is when he or she depends solely on you and cannot make it for himself. So that is the strategy. Us, the politician. I'm not excluding myself. I'm saying us, the politician. Let us free our youth. Let us ensure that they are independent. Let them own their own businesses. Let them be able to dictate their own operations. We cannot just use them for electioneering purposes. And after elections, we block their numbers and we disconnect totally with them. We should empower them. I'm not going to push today because it's a public discussion now. Any day you tune your radio, you hear about push and the effect it has on our young people. And tell me, they say, show me the current status of your youth. I will tell you how your country will look like in the future. So how the country will look like is highly contingent on the composition, the status, the academic capacity of our current youth population. When it is poor, we know we are hoping to inherit a poor population. So let us work hard to ensure that we create that conducive atmosphere for them. Let us work hard to ensure that we decentralize most of the opportunities that do come for youth. They should not only be focused on the capital city. In the capital city, we have our youth population all over the country. Let us use our youth councils to ensure that our youth benefit from the services that government will offer for them. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I'll go to the appointment on the railway, Sierra Leone Railway Development and Regulatory Authority, Mr. Mohammed Tijan Keller. Mr. Keller, I came to know just immediately before his vetting. And interestingly, when we vet appointees, we ask them to present documents. And during the committee stage, I commended him fairly for the manner in which he presented his document. It's unprecedented. The leader of government business can bear the witness that his documents were well organized, well typed, and presented to the committee. No appointee has ever presented documents as organized as his. So I want to use this opportunity to commend you. And I want to also urge subsequent appointees to ensure that the document they present to Parliament is well structured and well organized. Mr. Keller, you have been appointed to the Rail Development Regulatory Authority. Firstly, let me commend the coordination, the camaraderie that exists between the managing director and you, who is the board chair. I have seen the managing director parading with his board chair in every corner of Parliament. That shows that they have an ecumenical fellowship, and that is what you should maintain during your operation. Most times we strangulate progress in ministries, departments, and agencies because of personal aggrandizement or personal disagreement between the head and the second, or between the board chair and the director. Most times, I don't know what is the cause or so that has been spelled on board chairs and director, or board chairs and managing director. They don't see the same direction in most cases, and that is what affects the development of the institution. But in this case, I have seen them working like a team, and I hope you maintain that. Of course, what we should, like Honorable Leone said, we should not only be monofocal or myopic to the current status of the rail, that is just for mining purposes. We should try to see how best we can explore the PPP to encourage foreign investors so that we will have train transportation. Recently, I was in Lagos, and in Lagos, they went and came with people who are building now the rail. In fact, their intention is to build it from Lagos to Abuja. We only use 4 stations. I was there with Honorable Emerson Amina, and we enjoyed the ride. They only had 4 stations now, and it's a long-term plan. That is why when we spoke about this national development plan that a country should have, because there are some things that you cannot achieve in 5 years, not even in 10 years. You have to be doing them, or you have to concentrate your national resources on them for years. So with a national plan, any government that comes will follow suit. That project started years ago, but now it has gone far. So if we begin to imbibe that mentality, you just take a tour, Mr. Keller and the managing director, who happens to be my comrade of the Oladikans Club. You just take a tour to Lagos. Try to interview them. Try to interrogate them. How did they get where they are today? They will explain the secrets to you. They will explain the secrets to you. So that at the end of the day, Sierra Leone will be boastful again of a train transportation. What is also very disappointing that you should pay great attention to is the fact that even the land that is left for rail are being sold. Ensure that we secure the land for rail, because at the end of the day, if we have rail from here to Putloko, here to Bo, here to Kenima, at the end of the day, transportation will be easy. Because when you take train, it's cheaper to when you take aircraft or when you use other means of transportation. It is cheaper and it is safer. So please, the money we do not expect it to come from the government coffers, because we know how strangulated government is resource-wise. But we can employ the services of PPP so that they can come and do feasibility studies and see how best they can be able to build the system. And at the end of the day, we pay them, they operate the system, we pay them. So that Sierra Leone, like Nigeria, will be boastful of its train services. Mr. Speaker, I will go speedily to other 2 appointees. Mr. Joseph Bayes, proposed member of the Sierra Leone Roads Authority, SLI, and Mr. David Allen Amara, proposed member. Of course, I have demonstrated this countlessly I don't just praise appointees. I am very careful with the choice of words I use when we have appointees in front of us. Because some of these appointees, after you have lavished praise on them, they disgrace you. They go to their institution and involve in corruption, and involve in abuses of our office, and involve in other acts that will derail the progress of their institution. So for me to sing praises on you, you must have had moving records, moving track records. And I must have known you for a considerable period of time. That is why I am very unhesitating. I have no fear in me. I am doing it with peace of mind. I am doing it with high level of composure. I am doing it with alacrity to say that Mr. Joseph Appointees is one of the finest appointees for today's very appointment that we are making. He is a public man. His name rings bell all over this country. And if you have not been able to safeguard your integrity, to safeguard your character, to have some level of charisma, your name will not go far. Your name will not go far. So I want to commend him. And I want to tell him that he has been tested now to serve the people of this nation. He will have to give account for his service to the people of this nation. We all know the constraints that SLI is faced with. Taking into consideration the poor road maintenance, structure, and also the drainage system, which mostly accounts for the flood that we have all around. You will even agree with me that we lost one of our members of parliament, may his soul rest in peace, due to a road accident. If you look at the statistic of how many accidents take place for a year and how many lives we lose during those accidents, it is worrisome. It's worrisome. Mr. Speaker, when we were returning from Nigeria by road, we met a packed truck without any signal, any notice, no sign, and a taxi just barged under the truck. And people in the taxi lost their lives because of the truck. How many of those have happened in our country? We have vehicles that are not roadworthy. In fact, they give licenses to vehicles. They give licenses to vehicles that do not even go for fitness tests. I know Okada guys who have license, driving license, and they cannot drive. They cannot drive. In as much as we are maintaining the road, the authority in charge should ensure that proper modalities.
Leader of the opposition.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Leader of the opposition.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
You know why I'm calling you?
I understand, Mr. Speaker.
Can you please allow these people to go home and celebrate?
Mr. Speaker, I've already did it to you, sir. So I am going to be very, very expeditious. Yes, very, very expeditious. Yes, finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to join all the other. I want to join all the other appointees together. Mr. Palmer was a classmate of mine. We sat together at NBC at 2, and one thing I have known him for is a man of integrity. He's a man who has put the person. Yes, I can vouch for him. As long as he is given the opportunity, I'm sure he will make headlines in that very ministry, in that very agency. The same goes for today, Miss Chabi. The same goes for her. We all sat in the same class. They are two from a college, and they were exceptional. They comported themselves with grace, dignity, and respect right through in Kobe College. And let me tell you, whatever record you make in university, it will haunt you after university. So the mere fact that they have comported themselves that much, I am fully confident that they will transcend that comportment to national development. So I wish you all the best. And also to my one Kalom, Mr. Kalom. Where are you, Mr. Kalom? Oh, yes. Yes. Mr. Kalon, I wish you all the best in your new office. You are a young man who is very innovative. You know, you have done exceptionally well in your past appointment. And we expect you to do exceptionally well. Interestingly, your committee is chaired by the Right Honourable Whip of the Opposition, Honourable AKK. He is a man who is very picky in the sense he believes in quality. You know, he's choosing. So I am very sure that you have been appointed to work with somebody who cares about the development of the sector. So you have to work with him very closely. Mr. Speaker, honourable members, with all that I have said, I want to assure this House that we on this side of the opposition have no controversy in approving these appointees that have appeared in front of the House. By virtue of qualification, they have qualified to serve in those capacities. I encourage you all not to disgrace us. I pray that you perform well. May God bless you all.
Leader of government business.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, colleagues. I know the praises, you think I'm going to stay too long. I'm not going to judge you by that. I'm just trying to do my bit and make sure that the right thing is be done. I want to thank you very much, especially coming from the Paramount Chief, and I know to the fact that you have done a very good job, and also my colleagues, the leader of the opposition. He has grilled us by merely talking about individual nominees. I like that. There is the spirit of nationalism and patriotism. With governance, we are not going backward, making blame games. But today, Mr. Speaker, it's like I was in church. I forgot that I'm in chamber. The confessions, I want to move in the through confession. Members are talking about nationalism. How you don't politicize. How do you have to work? Thank you for your true confession in this chamber today. That's how the issue goes. That's how we have to. That's how we have to do. But let me remind you about our mantra. One country, one people. Mr. Festus Kali is a testament of our mantra. I have been very systematic in reading their resume. It's deliberate. I remember what you went through as City Council in Freetown. I remember, I vividly recall. I'm not going back to the stories. And he presently is the CA at the District Council in Western Ura. And I saw the chairman, a man who I was special admiration for. His APC blocked the door. But his supporting spirit of Calais manifested on that day. There is hope for this country. Mr. Festus Kale is a colorless man, in brackets. Mr. Festus Kale is a colorless man, a man with firm spirit of policy drive, and a strong administrator. That is the man. I'm seeing the conglomerate and the mixture of people in the chamber today, in the gallery, over dancing for Mr. Festus. My description to him is a colorless man. He's a colorless man. We are vilifying and classifying people by colors. Festus Kale, you are a testament of a colorless man. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, we have politicians and we have non-politicians. We have administrators and we have people who can serve in the name of God. I said I had people preaching in the chamber today. I had Honorable AKK speaking about politics. You should not bring politics in terms of government discharge of duties. talking about water sanitation, talking about the purification of water. As far as my leader of the opposition, even going as far as looking into the Bible, preaching the word of God to my nominees, telling the servant conscience, serve these people, serve your nation. Yeah, good. So when we come with policies in this chamber, those policies you should accept. We are very listening government. We listen attentively. Mr. Speaker, I said, Mr. Festus Kane is colorless man. And you look at Tideni, look at Manwan Kalon, look at Mr. Ibrahim Sawane. Let me tell you the things that they do share. These people are visionary and they are futuristic. Let me start with Ibrahim Sawane. Those who are put in when I was at college, during the interregnum, people negotiated. People who are being busy in the private sector. Because we can no longer use the road to go to Kedima or to Bo or other places. We are using the helicopter, no, using the West Coast, the African Airlines, and those who are able to use the helicopter will do. How many at that moment can we afford to buy air ticket to Kedima to go? At that peak of the interregnum, at that difficult moment. So my colleagues are staying at Flappy College in the dormitories. Some of us who have been able to goodwill of our parents, we are able to go to our provinces to see our parents. Mr. Ibrahim Sawane, he negotiated for students. I've been so many times to Kedima back and forth on several occasions on the student ticket price. Some people are very futuristic. Some people, they have the love in them. Even when they are in the private sector, they are a good man, Mr. Sawane. I said after the committee meeting, I said, I'm going to say something about this man. Today we are here standing. The only way we can transform this nation is by education. Because you knew we are going to be people who are going to lead the society. We are going to take the mantle of leadership. And he was futuristic to negotiate on our behalf. Thank you. Today we are paying your point. What you do for us. Tideni and Manwan. You will realize that water is a major crisis in this country. We have realized that we are facing so many difficulties in terms of water.
Sergeant Chacha, what is happening there?
Mr. Speaker, you know, it's not only looking at their resume, but when you look at where they are coming from, they are in the same circle. The things that we have for our president, before he took on governance, he had the hindsight of governance. He was president before, the only person with that title, head of state in the MPR at a very difficult moment. So you know how to solve some of these problems. And if you want to fix the water sector, and you really want to look at Leone, there is the engineering aspect of it. Now, even Mr. Palmer, these are all engineers. We brought them in not because we want to disadvantage other people, because they have been part of this school of this water system for a very long time. And when Tideni during the interview, I really stated and I read it, said, yes, of course, we are talking about the act. But what is very important is not talk about regulations, talking about pains, talking about other charges involved. How do you deal with these issues? So you are a red series of what she has been doing in the agency. And now coming to the fore in a very prominent position to dispense what she has done. Because she served with dexterity. And so Mr. Marwan, this is what you have been doing. Looking at them, trying to fix a problem. We are not going back why we have the problems. We are trying to see how we can resolve this water crisis. And Mr. Mandela was very clear to us. Said, look, yes, you can use the Roque River to bring in water. But it's very expensive and there are so many things that we have to do. And I asked about a desalination plant. And he said he was not moved because because he knows exactly where he's going and what side he should be operating as an engineer. And he said yes, but it's very difficult for us to operate. I said it's happening in Palestine. The Middle East countries like Saudi Arabia, they are doing it. Why can't you do it? He said, I've taken note of that. But let me tell you, from my engineering experience, it's something that is very expensive. He's taking into cognizance of our economic drive. That is why I'm happy when I heard from the opposition talking about economic stability. Mr. Speaker, for the past 6 months, we are in single-digit inflation. Single-digit inflation. But annually, we are still double digits. So we are fighting. Policies for economic stability is to cannot see the U-turn within a drink of an eye. It is a process. So you take into cognizance and budget disbursement. How do you deal with some of these factors? So he was very, very careful in answering to us on that oath that we cannot just fix this problem. I mean, so these people, coming down to Mr. Palmer, if you look at the third to last paragraph of Mr. Palmer's presentation to this honorable house, he said, we are talking about all of this. Yes, talk about production, talking about this. But what about the parents, arrears? It is the fact that you cannot just talk about having a good water system without putting money into the system. If people are not paying for water, if people are not doing much to have water into the system, you only talk about people in the street. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, they are there searching for water. They have abused our children. What have we done in the past decades to fix the problem? So our concern, colleagues, is how do we fix this problem? That is why you need to trust us. You need to trust President Leone. When the bag of rice was skyrocketing, we sat down. We did an introspect of what is happening. We got what we refer to as the rice formula to bring down the price of rice. I was in that meeting, Mr. Speaker. I think I have done that edification to this house on several occasions. We come back to the issue of petroleum. We sat down again. We did this introspect of what is happening. We know the private sector, we are not saying they are wicked, they want to be profit. But an introspect of sincere and running out good policies. We are able now today. We are talking about people who are fighting. So what we depoliticize petroleum products. The benefits all of us are getting today. That is how we are bluffed with our administration. It reflects on the people of Sierra Leone. That shows that we are in charge of this governance. Criticize us, but we ask you to bring solutions to it. Water, the issue of water. Mr. Speaker, in my elementary economics, I was told by my economics teacher that land is a free gift of nature. They are buying $10,000, depending on the locality of the land, for 1 ton lot, $10,000. From there, that's why it's over 200,000 use. But tell them to pay for water. I heard my colleague talking about SO2, they get water, they put it inside, they filter am. Go to Guma Valley. I have seen their filtration mechanism. Every water you collect from the natural resources is not pure, it's not purified. It goes through a water system. It goes through the filtration mechanisms. The also engineer, Madran, Palmer, Tideni, they will tell you how do you need to get water. It's not a standard bureau, it is the engineers that have to pay for the system. In Guma Valley, they have one of the most expensive filtration mechanisms. I have been at my 13. Take your time to go there. You don't just say get water. You can take water even from where people are using water coming from waste, domestic use. It can be purified in advanced country. They are using it. When I can see by the bottle, they say this is recycled water. But they advise you, this is not drinkable. This is drinkable. Even in the advanced countries in the world, United States of America, they have bottled water. What are we talking about? And we carry our institutions. An act of parliament. It's not a human resource in that institution we are addressing. It is our people we are dealing with, those who rule, those who are turn politics into social life as a political drive for them to benefit. That is the thing we have to change. One thing I admire Alex Koma when he came, he talked about behavioral attitude and change. That's why that slogan, I was over there. I was talking about that thing all the time. It is not what we say. It's our intrinsic value of what we wish for our people, of what we desire, of what we give out in terms of policies and stricter sense. So how do we stand strong as a visionary and strong leaders? That's what we are doing most people. You know, you feel the people they are here dancing. Sometimes they mocked us because we politicize what we are not supposed to politicize. So they will talk this way, tomorrow we go the other way. Some of us are very sacrosanct in what we do. And we are very firm with our policy drive. That's why when I talk to my colleagues, I don't have two sides of the coin. I only have one side of the coin. And Mr. Speaker, all of them you see, the DDKs and all of them, I don't like to call anyone. I just call them because I wanted to cite an example. We don't put square peg in one room. But what we have done is to look at them decisively and take critical positions, give it to them. Because we want to solve this problem, that is why we have these gentlemen and ladies in front of us. No matter how you talk about it. If you look at, we have moved from a professional drive to a social drive and to an innovative drive of these people. That is what we have. When we say we are talking about gender fight, we want to call the gender parity in our administration. You have to look for yourself and do your calculation. That's how it goes. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I can go on and on. But let me tell you one thing. In the fifth parliament, when I stood in this way, I said we have conglomerate of representation. And I give my description. And the other time I said the only way we can succeed is to have a simple political formula. These political parties you see, on policies, not merge our political parties. APC, GUM, SFPP, good policies will make this nation a better place for all of us. And all our democracy is about the transformation of our people. But we misinform people, we use social media as a way to vilify our country, we show our country as if we are not valued, we are being not patriotic. And Mr. Speaker, let me tell you those who are doing it. Those who are in a position of trust, because they want to gain political positions, because they want to get political recognition, because they are looking for votes. We have done this for far too long. I see the president we have. He said, I don't go after the chickens. I go after those who are in charge of governance, those who are in charge of policy drives, those who can transform this country. When the president is going out all the time, the little they don't realize that the president is chairman of ECOWAS. This president is also in Security Council. This president is also the chairman of CITEC. This president has been invited as one of the first president of the African country to attend the G20. Tell me, and you bring funny things to him talking about SO2 is like no more. When we realize that we are having problems with the COVID, we are very futuristic. In the 2020 budget, we brought what we call QUAP to make sure there's essential commodities in the market. So we cannot fall short of it. That's what we did. Today, whilst other countries are struggling, the likes of Guinea, Liberia, we are busy having essential commodities in the market. That's why I said we can only succeed SFPP, APC, GUM with good policies. And QUAP today, that brought essential commodities. It's a record. We created for patriotic performance. Mr. Speaker, let me bring you to a point again. Mr. Speaker, we passed the railway agreement with Leone. Mr. Speaker, it's 100% owned by this government. 100%. I talked to a comrade and a brother, Mr. Ford. We talked about what do we do. When he was giving the commission, he came to my office and we are discussing about regulations and what have you. But let me tell you in that agreement. In that agreement, it's not only for you to transport the minerals from Polyfrembeya to Pepe. No. In that agreement, it's very clear, very clear, that they are also charged with transporting agricultural products. With transporting agricultural products. We don't need special train for the movement to bring to transportation. No. We are not doing castles in the air. We want to make sure what we are doing is essential for the people. And this is moving in the northern flank. We are not looking at those, whether you vote for us or you don't vote for us. That is not our business. Our business is to make sure that people deserve an essential service. So in that agreement, we have a provision for transportation of agricultural products. So Mr. Ford, the chairman coming in, Mr. Mr. Killer rather, we are now looking at how do we manage them. So if he came to me that he wanted to bring the regulations, and as I said, then you fail to bring regulation, these statutory instruments, don't disadvantage them. engage them, discuss them. And the chairman of the legislative committee had an engagement with them, Mr. Speaker. So all of what you have said is about good policy drive. And what we pass here need the test of time. The only way we can support them is to make sure that we put politics aside and we give them the professional face and let them do their job extensively. Don't just vilify them because you have had somebody talking on social media. That is a new thing. That is a new thing we have now. That they vilify people position of trust because they see something on social media. They even forgot that we have what we call the AI now. The AI, you don't even question, and they will start to see all of our things around. But that is how we are. I don't want to go to the NCC for the energy. I was there when we signed the NCC, President. Mr. Speaker, I saw the letters. I saw, and I was interviewed together with Honorable Abdul Kargbo, the opposition leader. Even the ex-wife leader of the opposition, Chairman Makiba. I sat with both of them, and we discussed why we need energy. Mr. Speaker, I saw the letters when they showed me, coming from Slovenia, why we should not get MCC. I said, that's why I thought I was in church, because I saw the prophecy coming out today, that we need to be Slovenians. There is no other nation than Sierra Leone. Our similarities are far greater than our differences. But let me tell you, President Bill is a strong man. Shabarans once said, it's not easy to bring a good man down. That is how we do. That makes us one country, one people. Whether you are there or this other side, we are the same people. No matter what you talk about us. But to talk about issues, that today we have energy in this country, Mr. Speaker. It is the level of distribution is a problem. They have destroyed transmission lines, they have destroyed transformers. It is happening all over the country. In Kono, in Kenima, in Potofo, all over. For what? Simple patriotism. And you are talking about to have 24 electricity. Go and do that one in England. You don't live to see the other day. Or here, when they want to stupid us, when they want to fool us, they go and do destructions, and people say to use politics. You can fool people sometimes, but you cannot fool people all the time. Some of us are above the belt. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for accommodating us to talk about this wonderful number. Thank you, colleagues, for your contributions. The Paramount Chief, I'm happy you said something about the nominee. Thank you. For the opposition. For the opposition. Today is a day I'm happy because you said what is supposed to be said and how it should be as Radina. May Lord bless you. I will continue to triumph. No matter. To the gallery, Mr. Speaker. To the gallery. Today you are celebrating. And today you continue to celebrate. But I got from my colleagues on the other side when you started. He said, Section 61 of the 1991 Constitution, Act number 6, SO2, the President I appointed to. I ain't give a far about it. Clap for that one. Thank you very much for supporting them. But always you spend their years not to exploit them. Tell them to do the good work for the nation of this country. Do the good work for the survival of this nation. Do the good work so the transformation in countries, all of us in our hands. Thank you. May Lord bless us all. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Except they don't want to be in church or they want to be pastors or they pretend to be pastors today, which they are not. So I was just about the congregation trying to compliment them. So if it's a disappointment, true confession happens to him. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. I move that the second report. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I move that the second report of the third session of the Committee on Appointment and Public Service be adopted by the House and the recommendations contained here be approved. Thank you. May God bless us all.
Thank you very much, leader of government business. Honorable members, the question is that the second report of the third session of the 6th Parliament of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service be adopted by the House and that the recommendations contained therein be approved. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The motion of the Committee on Appointments and the Public Service has been approved.
On behalf of the Parliament of the Republic of Sierra Leone and my good self, congratulate you on your approval by this House of Parliament. Go and do something different. Go and help this nation. Thank you very much. Honorable members, the selection committee meets tomorrow, Wednesday, 12th November 2025 at 1 p.m. prompt. The selection committee meets tomorrow. Honorable members, leaders on both sides of the aisle, the selection committee meets tomorrow, Wednesday, 12th November 2025 at 1 p.m. prompt in the Speaker's conference room. Whips, when coming, make sure you have your list prepared of the ruling bench and the opposition bench. Make sure when coming to the meeting, you come in agreement with certain principles so that we will make our meeting very, very short or very, very brief. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. prompt. Then today, immediately after the sitting, there is a meeting of the leadership of Parliament in my chambers. Immediately after this sitting, I know, of course, as a matter of fact, honorable members, you have a meeting in Committee Room 1. Immediately after sitting, but I have a brief meeting. Before that meeting, I have a brief meeting with the leadership in my chambers, just for probably 15 minutes. And the leadership will leave my chambers to that meeting in Committee Room 1. So all members, immediately after the adjournment, go to Committee Room 1. I just want to see the leadership briefly for about 15 minutes. Yes. Announcement. Yes, 23. Please be very brief.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I stand on SO 23. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I want to make an appeal here on behalf of certain groups of people that are very important to us. And these people are with us day and night. These people are the people that knows about our phone calls. These people are the people that go with us from one community to another, to our constituencies. And these people are our drivers. I want to make an appeal here on behalf of our drivers. I know in this parliament we have government drivers, we also have our own personal drivers. But Mr. Speaker, honorable members, during the rains, you will see our drivers suffering. They don't have any permanent place to sit down. Sometimes when you call them, you hardly get them because they will just find shelter. Sometimes they will go in their vehicles and lie down there and sleep. So, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I know maybe there is no provision made for them, but with your own good office, I am appealing for these drivers so that they have a place where all of them can sit down whilst we are in the well, so that when you call your common place, so that when you call your driver, you know your driver is there and you can meet your driver there. But with them littering around, sometimes they sit under that big tree. When it is raining, they will come and find shelter where they really don't want to. So I'm appealing for them, although they are not employed by government. We employ them, but I'm appealing for them so that they have a place to sit down. It's not like building a place. Maybe there are empty spaces where they can sit down whilst we go on with our parliamentary sitting. After that, we can move with them. This is a special appeal I want to make for the drivers, especially our private and personal drivers. Thank you very much.
Mr. Clark, take note of that. Inform the clerk. Huh? Yes, Honorable Toure. Yes. Use the mic. What is wrong with the mic?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I stand on SO26. I've sent a letter to the Ethics Committee. I've been facing a serious intimidation and a pressure by a neighbor at Hill Station where my resident is. The things that actually scared him, last week, I came from the provinces. He has a brother as the minister. He has already located a security with him, and the security is threatening that he's going to open fire if I make any attempt to talk to that man. So I want to bring this.
What is that?
Yeah, it's serious. I have an evidence.
Who is threatening a member of parliament?
I have the evidence on my phone, the video, the security, the OSD is making it remark that he's going to open fire on me. So I want to bring this complaint to this house.
Yes.
I heard you talking about SO23.
26.
Leader, it's just an oversight.
Okay, let me come. Mr. Speaker, on SO23, coming to the controversial matters, in how much we have had it, I encourage the honorable member.
Personal.
Yes, it's very personal, and you have had a name called that has to do with another person in another position of trust, and let him know he needs to whether he can go to your office or he can approach me or any otherwise, how best we can handle it. But he sees talking about 23 is a bit controversial.
Leader, this is very, very important.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It is the life of a member of parliament that is at stake. We don't want to come to this well someday and start saying, yes, he said it, but we relied on technicality not to listen.
No, Mr. Speaker, even if you have said that she's threatened by this, that's why I said, you can approach, and whether you go to make it the view of the public, because the fact that we have to do something very serious for him, so he can approach us. But if he says, talking about someone in another position of trust, and he's not here to defend us ourselves, I'm saying, let's do the needful that prompts us to act accordingly.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am sure this is a personal issue, and that is the essence of SO23.
Yes.
I am sure it does it to attract the attention of leaders in this house, so that we can institute the necessary mediation, investigation to save his life. This has to do with his life, so it should not be treated quietly.
So,
Mr. Speaker, let me do correction, sir. Yes. I did not say it's not personal. I said controversial. I'll go back to SO23. It's not into this controversial matter. He mentioned the name of a particular entity.
No, he did not mention it.
No, I had.
No, he did not.
Okay, I'm okay. I know you are comfortable with what you wanted to say. Oh, you are my member of parliament. I urge you. You talk to me when we get to the chamber, and I promise you through the speakership, we can handle it appropriately. I'll show you of that. Thank you.
Now, what I'm saying, you are all here, my members. I am concerned about anything affecting a particular member of parliament. So I will leave that, like you had the leader of government business say, I will leave that to him. For leader of government business, I hope you are able to resolve that within a week, so that at least we don't have a recurrence of such matters, because these are very serious allegations. If a member of parliament is being threatened by somebody with gun, then I consider that extremely serious. So, just as you had the leader of government business said, reach out to him, and against next week, against the next adjournment, because I'm adjourning to next week. Let me know exactly. Of course, I'll ask the leader, but let me know again from you what steps have been taken, because I don't want any member being subjected to anything from the public. Of course, I know as a matter of fact that we are all politicians here, and ordinarily, the public, when it comes to members of parliament, are somehow agitated sometimes. So I don't want a situation where a member of parliament is subjected to insecurity. So let me know by next week what the conclusions are before I advise myself as to which action to take. Thank you. Then yes, announcement. Okay. Honorable members, this sitting is adjourned to Tuesday, the 18th of November, 2025 at 10 a.m. Leaders, don't forget, in my chambers, don't forget.
Committee room 1.
The sexy speaker. Sexy speaker.
Well,